From beefs with the handicap to almost being assassinated, these are times Donald Trump shocked the world. And first, Donald Trump was boarding an airplane when his hair took flight. Dude's hair looked like it was trying to escape. But Trump really lost his mind at number 9. Cause in 2017, Trump left the people of Puerto Rico disrespected. See, the country went through a devastating hurricane. So when Trump and the US showed up to deliver aid supplies, he was shooting paper towels into the crowd like there were free throws in basketball. What was the dude even thinking? But for number 8, he made it very clear. Cause Donald went in front of a rally and trolled a handicapped man. See, Sergei Kovaleski, a writer for the New York Times, wrote an article in 2001 about the attacks on 9/11. And Donald used this article to make some wild claims on his campaign trail in 2016. And said that Muslims in New Jersey were celebrating after the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center that killed hundreds. Now, Kovaleski came out and called Donald's comment outrageous. And for context, Kovaleski has arthrogryposis, a condition that limits the flexibility of your limbs. So when Trump felt disrespected by Kovaleski stepping up, he went for the lowest blow possible.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
Dude had beef with a handicapped person. And when people criticized Trump, he tried to act like it never even happened. Yeah, too late. That was disgraceful. But this next one is straight up horrifying. Cause Donald had a crush on his own daughter. See, in 2006, Trump's daughter Ivanka was deciding about posing in a Playboy magazine. And when Trump was asked about it live on TV with his daughter right next to him, he said this.
It would be really disappointing. Not really. But it would depend on what was inside the magazine.
Now that's just gross. And believe it or not, when he was asked to clear up his statement, he doubled down. Because he said if he wasn't happily married or her father, she would be his lover.
I don't think Ivanka would do that inside the magazine, although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Ew. But Trump wasn't done flirting with his own kid, because he went on the radio and said the unbelievable.
You know who's one of the great beauties of the world, according to everybody, and I helped create her?
Who?
Ivanka. My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
Yeah, this dude is just weird. But at number 6, he took things to the next level. Because we gotta talk about the time Trump treated championship athletes like little kids. See, when major sport teams win a championship in the US, they're usually treated like royalty. And I mean, a nice cooked meal is the least the White House could do for America's best athletes. But in 2019, the American government was partially shut down. So not only was the government running low, but this meant the staff of the White House was cut short. However, Trump tried to solve everything. See, Donald thought he was being a good guy by reaching into his own pocket and serving the cheapest meal possible: fast food.
It's the fast food feast the whole country is talking about, served by President Trump at the White House for the national champion Clemson University football team.
We have pizzas, we have 300 hamburgers, many French fries.
Yeah, this dude ordered from places like Wendy's, McDonald's, and Jack in the Box, and thought he would make it fancy by putting it on a silver platter. But I mean, Clemson made the most of it and had the White House turned up.
Until it's 17, pop it till it's 17, pop it, hit the gas, hit the gas, hit the gas. Until it big man, pop it till it big man.
Yeah, that was pretty bizarre. But Trump got even more deranged at number 5. See, in the 2024 presidential candidate debate, Trump got caught talking crazy. And it all started when some insane story went viral, because the red side aren't really supporters of many immigrants. So when the senator of Ohio, J.D. Vance, reported the growing number of Haitian immigrants, they were pissed. I mean, they were so fed up with a growing population of legal Haitians that they started speaking lies. And it got so wild that right-wingers on social media started saying the Haitians were eating pets. And this story was so outrageous, it got picked up real fast. I mean, the stories even came across Trump's television. And by that time, it was way too late, because it was time for one of the most important days of the 2024 election, the presidential debate. And all Trump really needed to do to keep his lead in the polls was to keep it together. But then Donald started running his mouth and cracked when it mattered most.
And look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Now, it got awkward, because this story of eating cats and dogs was never confirmed.
I just want to clarify here, you bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Trump was so humiliated, he declined to debate ever again. But what he did on our number 4 moment will never have him forgiven. Because Trump created chaos, all to look like a dumbass. See, in 2020, the state of the nation looked like there was going to be a civil war. The Minneapolis police wrongfully killed George Floyd, and the disgusting acts of the cops were on display in front of everyone's faces. Now, this set the country on fire, because the people of Indiana burned their own courthouse, and the rest of the nation followed, because organized marches in George Floyd's name swept the nation. Now, the country hasn't been this divided like this in recent history, and in some areas, it didn't even feel safe to step out the front door. See, LA protesters tore the city to shreds. People fought with the police in Oregon, and protesters were outside the White House every single day. And everyone knew something had to be done. So you already know that Trump did it in the most dramatic way possible. See, he wanted to get to a nearby church and make a statement. So he stepped outside his door to the thousands of protesters and had the perfect way to get through the crowd: tear gas.
We've also seen tear gas being used. Here we go, they're moving through again. This is exactly what it looks like.
Press, let's go. Press, let's go. Come on, guys, we gotta go. And when Trump finally made it to the church, he thought the Bible would bring peace to the nation immediately. And when it was time to make a stand, my man went up there and had the Bible upside down. Yeah, this dude went from hero to zero faster than he could say fake news. But now we're getting into the top 3, so you know the moments here are about to get real shocking. Because Trump was so upset about losing the 2020 election that he started a riot. See, Donald thought he was so powerful, he never believed his reign as president would ever come to an end. So after the results came in without him being reelected, he couldn't accept his fate. So Trump planned on using his closing rally for the election to get his revenge. And this dude went on Twitter and started ranting. I mean, he was saying stuff like, "Be there and be wild," and officially named his last event the Save America Rally. Now, Trump was getting these people so riled up that he had them all believing that the election results were real. And when Trump went back on stage, he had one message for his supporters if they wanted to see him back in the Oval Office: violence.
Come to demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been slated. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections, but whether or not they stand strong for our country.
So right after Trump finished his rally of desperation, he had his supporters ready to fight, because they went straight to the U.S. Capitol building to burn it down. And even though the Capitol is one of the most guarded buildings in the U.S., Trump fans had law enforcement panicked. See, the wave of Trump supporters was so thick, not even the police could stop them. Just imagine: work offices vandalized, historical objects destroyed, and cops sent to the hospital. U.S. government workers were forced to evacuate because it got deadly. Now, this quickly became one of the wildest days in U.S. history, so somebody had to take the blame. So Congress got together and had Donald Trump impeached.
On this vote, the ayes are 232, the nays are 197. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
And this made Donald Trump the first president to be impeached 2 times in history. The world had never seen anything like our next moment, because Donald Trump almost lost it all for an adult film star. See, it all started in 2006 at a celebrity golf tournament in Nevada. And while Trump was hitting some golf balls, he was really focused on impressing one celebrity, Stormy Daniels. So after the tournament, Trump went for the real score. See, he invited Stormy to dinner, and after that, they went to his hotel suite. And of course, after paying for the date, the dude only had one thing on his mind. But what he didn't expect was that he would be exposed.
After dinner, she says she went to the bathroom, and when she came out, he was sitting on the bed.
I just felt like maybe it was sort of, I had it coming for making a bad decision for going to someone's room alone, and I just heard the voice in my head, well, you put yourself in a bad situation and bad things happen, so you deserve this.
And you had sex with him?
Yes.
Craziest part is, he did this all right after his wife just gave birth to their son. But Trump wasn't done, because a year later, Donald invited Stormy to his poolside room in Beverly Hills. But this time, Stormy was all about business. Or so she thought. See, Trump had a hit show called The Apprentice, and he promised he would get her on the show. So Stormy showed up and did everything she could to earn the job. But after their 4-hour meeting didn't go anywhere, it was clear that Trump was just trying to get Stormy's clothes off again, because Donald didn't stick to his promises and never had Stormy selected. Now, nobody really cared about a billionaire fooling around with Stormy back then. But in 2016, Donald was done with the TV show because he wanted to become the president. So with that, he knew his involvement with Stormy could never go public. Now with the two spending so much time together, reporters came trying to figure out what was really going on between them. And Trump couldn't have his dirty laundry in the streets. His lawyer had to pay her off and destroy all the evidence, because Stormy was about to go on record and tell everything. So to keep her quiet, Trump's lawyer came in and dropped the bag with $130K. Now Trump thought he had his name cleared, but it was about to get messy, because he had to disguise the payment by saying the money was for campaign expenses. And when reporters released these documents, the court of Manhattan were on his ass real quick. So at the beginning of 2024, everything had to be settled in court. And after a 4-month trial, Donald sent 34 payments to Daniels, saying it was for his campaign. So the court hit Donald with 34 felony counts, which made him the first former president to become a criminal.
Donald Trump is now the first former U.S. president to have a felony conviction. A jury found Trump guilty of all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in a hush money deal.
And you are taking a look at each of those verdicts. They're all guilty. The jury agreeing that he paid his former fixer, Michael Cohen, to cover up an affair between Trump and adult film actress Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election.
Yeah, this dude hit his villain arc. Now, Donald has never failed to do the unbelievable, but we still have to talk about Donald Trump's most shocking moment yet. See, in 2024, Trump was under fire and cheated death. Look, it was just days before Trump would be selected as the Republican presidential candidate, and some people didn't want him to live that day. So when Trump spoke at his campaign rally in Pennsylvania, there was one man who wanted to end it all. See, this is Thomas Matthew Crooks. Now, he looks like a regular kid, but this 20-year-old was out for blood, because Crooks was known as a good boy working at the hospital. He never said much and stayed out of trouble. But then he joined the gun club and picked up a new hobby, and he was going to take his training to the max, because his first target would be one of the most hated people on the planet. And he almost had the perfect plan. He posted up on a building 150 meters away from Trump's podium. And you may be thinking, a former president is supposed to be one of the most protected people on the planet, but the Secret Service got caught lacking. I mean, as soon as Crooks took his position, rallygoers spotted him before everyone else.
He's going down!
But Crooks still had his target set, so he set up his AR-15 that his daddy bought him and fired off rounds. Wow. Dude was literally an inch away from catching a bullet to the dome. But while most people would run off to save their lives, Trump embraced the moment. I mean, the dude didn't leave without his shoes and let out a rally cry.
Come on. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes, sir.
Now, whether you like the dude or not, his badass moment turned him into a rock star. Now that's shocking. Do you know what's even more shocking? The fact we had all these videos of Diddy and we were never warned about how crazy he was. Cause he once kissed a kid. And even worse, he went on Nickelodeon and told everyone how pranks go during his freak-offs. And if you want to see all about it, then you need to check out this video on screen.